Hey there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my paper crafting YouTube channel. Today's card making video is part of a hop. It is the March release at Trinity Stamps, and the design team is celebrating with a YouTube hop to show you these brand new products. I'm making a 1-layer card. Okay, it's almost 1 layer, but this is not my forte, and I had so much fun making this with this new Indispensable stamp and die set. So this has a little prescription bottle. It has like a liquid medicine bottle, a Band-Aid, some faces, arms, legs, a stethoscope, and some cute sentiments. Great for sending get well wishes. So I stamped out the 3 main images here on a piece of cardstock. I thought I might die cut them out, but then I was like, what if I just make a little scene? Yeah, but here's the part that's not 1 layer. I did stamp the lids to those bottles separately and die cut them out, where, you know, somebody who's really good at 1-layer scene cards would have stamped those lids, masked them off, then stamped the bottles. Like, yeah, these things are not my forte. As I mentioned, like, that hurts my brain to try to figure out what do I stamp first and masked in order to stamp the next thing. I know it's been explained to me, but it hurts my brain. So my brain is very creative. So I just kind of have to go with the flow, which is what I did. So I am now adding the arms and legs. Now, had I wanted to die cut these out, the arms and the legs are going to have to be die cut separately and added on. You can't stamp the arms and legs and die cut them out because you can stamp the arms and legs wherever you want. So that's kind of how this card came to be. So I added arms to both of the prescription bottles and feet to all 3 images, but I didn't want to add arms to the Band-Aid because I kind of felt like the ends of the Band-Aid were its arms. So that's why I left it like I did. And then I added a sad face to the liquid medicine bottle. And then for the prescription bottle, there is like a little label. So I thought I would try to line that up and stamp it. I did. It lined up. You know, sometimes these things don't happen, but I always have beginner's luck. If I did that again, it would never stamp right. All right, so then I added a sad face to the 2 medicine bottles and the happy face to the Band-Aid. I had to mix it up a little bit. Now it's time to do some coloring. So I have some Copic markers, just using some grays here to add a little shadowing to those lids. And then for my medicine bottle, I just remember pink, thick, liquidy syrup from when I was a kid. So that's what I decided to add here. It could be like some Pepto or, you know, some liquid antibiotics, some penicillin, some, I don't know. It's probably bubblegum flavored, but not in a good way. You know, you remember? Yeah, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm just coloring it up. I'm using some RV markers and keeping the darkest part of my image on the outside. So my darkest markers on the outside, kind of an outline, and then working my way towards the middle, keeping that lighter. And I will go over this another time. I try to avoid the face. I notice when my ink pad is kind of getting dry, my ink seems to like bleed out a little bit more when it normally doesn't. So I think it's time to get a new pad or re-ink the old one or something. So now I'm adding some grays to those arms and legs, just keeping it really basic here. And I love it. I think it's fine. But a thing that I did that really brings this bottle to life is add a little bit of this gray marker here. I think it's tonal gray 0 or 1 that I'm using, and I'm just adding kind of a little bit of a shadow so it looks like you can see the bottle and the liquid is inside the bottle, just that little added something to give it a realistic vibe. Then it's time to color out the Band-Aid. He's so cute. I'm using E34 and E31. Like, everyone needs a Band-Aid stamp, I'm pretty sure, and one you could put a face on. There's also a really cute tiny bandage die set in this release. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I love it, and you could put a heart in the center of it. So there's a lot of like get well things in this release. Sympathy, there's Simply Sentimental Sympathy, and some like doctor related and nurse related things. So I'm gonna have a full release video for you also on my channel. If you haven't checked that out, you can see the entire release. In that video, I'll show you all the things, and I've made a card with pretty much everything from the release. So I'm going to be showing you those in that video too. You can see all the things in one place, and this release is now live at the Trinity Stamp shop, so you can go over and get these fun get well sympathy doctor nurse related products right now. I think they're so nice to have, and like different from things that I've seen, because there's those times when you just need to wish somebody, get well, send a sympathy card, and these are kind of really unique and something that would bring a smile to someone's face. But also the simply sentimental sympathy, you can really dress it up and make it like a really elegant card too. So be sure to check it out. I will have my link in the description box below so you can check out this new release for yourself. All right, so I'm just coloring out all the things and having fun with these images. They're pretty easy to color. They're small, not too big, and that makes it, manageable to do some Copic coloring. All right, so I had to add in a little bit of black liner pen because my legs on this prescription bottle didn't quite reach, and then like part of a finger didn't stamp out very good. So I did that, and then I brought in my white gel pen to add some highlights. I always like to do this to my stamped images, and it really just brings them to life, adds a little highlight there, makes certain things look shiny like the medicine bottles. So I did that to finish off the look of these. And then it's time to just add some finishing details. One of those is a little shadow. I wanted these to feel grounded instead of just floating in the air. So just a T1 marker, a light gray, is going to give me that look. And then I thought this medicine bottle needed some rosy cheeks, so I did that. I think this is R20. I added it to the Band-Aid as well, but I didn't feel like the medicine bottle needed pink cheeks, so I left that off. And then I die cut out the lids to the medicine bottles, which, like I said before, somebody who's really into masking and one layer cards would have not had those die cut out. But also, they're kind of a three-dimensional thing, right? So it's okay if they're die cut out. That's how I justify it. All right, so this is masking paper. It's a really thin paper. It's got a low tack adhesive on the back, and then you can stamp it. You can cut out your images. Now the key here for masking, one thing I do know, is that you want to cut on the stamped line, because if you're going to do any type of ink blending over the top of this, you don't want a halo effect. You want whatever your ink blending or your stenciling, you want it to appear behind those images. So that's why you want to cut on that black line. So I'll just peel the backing off all of these very carefully. I'll get it any second now. And then I took my pink blending buddy brush. So this already has been used for pink lots of times. So it's got some ink loaded into it. And I'm just going to give a nice border dusting of color all the way around. And that's going to kind of use up some of that ink in my brush. And then I'm going to bring in a stencil. And this is the heart add-on stencil for the Trinity Stamps checkered stencil set. So we have a checkered stencil set, and you can fill in the openings of the checkers with hearts. This also comes with X's, so it's kind of like X's and O's, but it's X's and hearts. It's very cute. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to keep the center of my card a little bit lighter than the edges. So I'm just picking up the ink, concentrating that on those outer edges, and doing less or a lighter hand in the center, and also at the bottom of the card I'm kind of leaving that as well, and or keeping it lighter. So this really added to the card. Like I needed something. It's really hard for me to make simple cards, so to leave this card with nothing in the background was just not an option for me. Not an option. So the hearts are so cute. I love hearts on like almost every card. So this made my day, and I thought it really went with the theme of the card, and I was just so proud of myself. Like, I don't do these things, I need all the dimension and textures and layers and all the things. So this one has a little bit of layering, but overall, like just stamping things and masking it off, I really felt so proud of myself. We are going to add another layer of the sentiment, but you could totally stamp this right on the card. I am going with this craft color because I thought it was kind of the color of the Band-Aid, and then I can just repeat that color on my card, and I really like that when you repeat different color elements in your card in different places in different ways. I stamped this with some embossing ink, some pigment ink, and then I sprinkled on white embossing powder and melted that, and die cut it out with the coordinating die, which fussy cuts like a bubble cut right around it. I love it. It doesn't fussy cut it. I fussy cut. It cut around it. And I just love that look. So here are the, I think it's called Happy Pills. Embellishments. They're clay, and I picked out some of the smaller ones, and I went with red because I just felt like it went best with my card, and then kind of put those around the outside of that. And then I noticed in the Indispensable stamp set that I'm using, there's like a little drip of medicine. So I thought I would put that like right next to the bottle, like some had dripped out, to just kind of add an extra little something. But this is being stamped right on the card because there's very little pink ink over there, and also it gets colored in pink. So it worked out perfectly to add this in as an afterthought, you know, something I didn't think of at the beginning, but I was able to add it in to really add to the scene of this card. So, oh my goodness, I hope that you enjoyed this card because it's such a different thing for me to make, and I really had so much fun making it. There's so much you can do with paper, and sometimes you just have to go where the card leads you, right? Like this isn't what I originally thought I was going to do, but it worked out so good. So remember that this is part of a hop, so you can click the playlist in the description box below and check out what the other designers have created with this release. Get lots of inspiration with this cute line of products from Trinity Stamps, and make sure you click the giveaway form in the description box below because Trinity Stamps is giving away a $25 gift card. You can fill out the form and they'll do a random drawing and announce the winner on April the 2nd. Yes. Okay, I will see you guys again very soon with another video, and remember to check my channel for that full release video. I'll see you again very soon. Happy stamping. Bye.